Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Okay, now we took this car in part exchange yesterday evening, but it was too dark to get cleaned and photographed. So here we are on a lovely Sunday afternoon. Now the snow's melting, which I'm glad, because I was struggling to get up that ramp when I've taken previous photos. But here we go, back to the car. A Mazda 3, it's the Sport Nav model. Okay, now it's like the facelifted model, the last of them before they changed into the newer shape car. These are really one of my favourites. It's in machine grey, it's automatic, and it's got the black leather, so I think it's the best combination. It's hatchback, okay, and it's very well equipped, and I'll go through the specification with it when we get inside the car. Now, we've given it a quick clean, or I must own up actually, on a Sunday we don't actually have car cleaners in, so I've given it a quick clean myself, and it's freezing cold. It's not the best clean, but it is very good, and the car's in very good condition anyway. Now, a little bit of history about the car. We sold the car brand new. Like most of the cars at our dealership, they're sold on a PCP, so people make monthly payments, and then it's very easy for them to change their cars and to upgrade or get a smaller car or whatever changes in their circumstances. It makes it a lot easier for them to change. And this came in part exchange, and they got another Mazda 3. Yeah, they got another Mazda 3 in black. So we know the car well. It's got history with ourselves, and that's how we like it. We like to know the cars, know the customers, and I think people who buy the used cars, they like a bit of history about the car. So as I say, it's machine grey. All right, there's a couple of little marks on the alloy wheels, which I will have done. Okay, so they will be like brand new. We've got a wheel refurb place just next door, and the bodywork wise it's very good. There's a little mark on the rear wing on the other side, which requires my genius dent man just to remove it, just to remove a small dent there, and that will all polish out. So just like to be as transparent as possible. All cars when they come in always need something doing, yeah, that's it. So the wheels and a little mark on the rear wing. Now this particular model, being the Sport, has keyless entry, so if you've got the keys on your person, okay, and now the car's running at the moment, but if it was locked and I press this button, the car would open. All right, it will detect the keys in my pocket and will open up. And also, you can also, when you come out of the car, you can lock the car like that, or you have a very clever mode on this car. It's called walk away lock. So when you walk away from the car, it will click and bleep when you're about 2 meters away from the car. It will bleep to let you know, look, the car's locked itself. But it's really handy, especially if you've got things in your hands and you can't get to your keys. So that's really, really good. Now, being the facelifted model, you've got a height adjustable passenger seat. On the earlier cars, these were only height adjustable on the driver's side. You've got this lovely black leather, and it's heated. And because this is a leather car, you've also got a heated steering wheel, which I'll show you in a sec. And that's really good. I don't think I can live without that now, especially the last couple of days we've had here. So it's all really nice. The Sport has the Bose Stereo, so it's a custom premium stereo designed for this car. It's not an aftermarket thing, designed for this car, and it sounds amazing. It's all black leather. I say we'll benefit from a valet, which will be done. It's all good. There's no dents in the roof or along here, and it's a good family car, this. Good size boot. All right, and the seats fold down 60-40 split. For those of you who carry young children around, a pushchair fits in there. In fact, my mum fits 2 in there when she looks after the grandchildren. And you've got ISOFIX anchorages on the back seats there. Okay, right, so let's get inside the vehicle, but before we actually sit inside, I'll just run you through this panel here. You've got your electric windows. You've got your electric wing mirrors, which can fold in and out there, but see that auto setting there? So if you have it on auto, they will fold in and fold out when you lock and unlock the car. Okay, and you've got your height adjuster. You've got your adjustments on the driver's seat, which is electric. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 adjustments there, and you've got lumbar support there. On this little panel here, now sorry, let me just turn that heater down and the stereo down. So you've got traction control, which is pretty much normal on all cars now. I think all cars have to have it now. So it will help you stay on the road as safely as possible, especially when the roads are icy or wet. iStop is what Mazda call, it's like an intelligent stop and start system. So when the car is fully warmed up, the battery's charged, you know, there's not too much strain on the car, i.e., you know, the heater's going, the heated seats are going, the radio's going, etc., etc. The car will switch itself off in traffic when you're stationary and then restart when you want to move away. Now, it'll only do that, as I say, when everything's as it should be. You know, you've got the correct charge in the battery, the car's warmed up, etc., etc. So that's why it's an intelligent system. So it won't always switch itself off and on, but it will when all those parameters are met. And this here, the car has, like a lot of cars these days, they don't have spare wheels, but they're replaced by a pump kit and tyre pressure monitoring, so it lets you know when your tyres are going flat. Now, I think this is really good because I only used to check my tyre pressures if the steering felt a bit strange or the tyre looked a bit soft, but this will pop on if the car's pressure in any of the wheels falls below, well, if it varies 4 psi or above. So that's really good, because if once your tyre is flat, you can damage it by driving along on it, even if it is soft. So that's really, really good. But for those of you who are stickler for spare wheels, you can fit a spare wheel in this car. There is room for it, etc. I do horrendous amounts of miles travelling to and from work and round the country delivering cars, etc., etc. I've been very lucky, so a spare wheel for me isn't a major thing. Now let me hop in the car. Now you've got heads-up display, so that will display your speed. Now you can't see it because I don't know if this camera will pick it up. There you go, look, you've got your speed, you'll have sat-nav functions, cruise control functions, speed limits, they'll all pop up on there. So instead of looking down, it's all there. I think, going back to the traction control thing, I think that might be a standard feature on cars, or a compulsory feature on cars in the future, because I think that saves, well, dare I say it saves lives, you know, saves on accidents, etc., etc., because a split second of looking down here may be all it takes, you know, for a collision, etc., etc. So yeah, on our these are something that came out on our high spec cars. They're now trickling down the range, and they're projected onto the screen there instead of this flat. But this is really, really good. But yeah, that's something I think is really, really important. Now you've got automatic wipers, automatic lights, you've got cruise control, you've got these flappy paddles as well. Okay, so if you want to drive the car manually, you can, or be like a Formula 1 driver. You've got your information here, it tells you like miles per gallon and range, and you've got your hands-free here, so you can answer and decline a call safely. And there's the mileage there, 14,600 miles, so very low miles. The car will be serviced and MOT'd prior to the next keeper having the car, so we'll get that all done anyway, straight away. Right here you've got your climate control, and it's dual zone, okay, and you've got heated seats and a heated steering wheel, which is really nice. I'm going to leave this heated steering wheel on. You've got this panel here, which it's touch screen when the car is stationary, but once you start moving, if you to control it, you use this. Not that I'm promoting that, by the way. I think the less distractions as you're driving, the better. I do apologise for a little crumb here. This will all be cleaned by our valeter. I'm just not that detailed, or I'm not that good at getting all those little bits out. So once my valeter's back in tomorrow, that'll all be done. It'll all be lovely. So a bit embarrassing there, but yeah, all good. So you've got climate control, 6-speed gearbox. Now, something I want to stress: these cars have a seamless gear change. They're 6-speed, and they've got a torque converter, and they change gears seamlessly, just like traditional automatics do. So you don't get jerky gear changes. I know, and Mazda even did it for a while. They put these like semi-automatic boxes in. I don't really agree with them. I've seen reliability issues with them. They roll back on hills. The gear changes aren't smooth. I have never really got on with them. Because I've always been brought up with automatics that are seamless, and that's one of the things that I really like. Nice seamless gear change, and we've had no reliability issues. So really, really good. As you know, Mazda's reputation is, you know, reliability is very good, much like all the Japanese or Far Eastern brands, but really, really good gearbox. And it's a 2-litre engine, and a lot of people sometimes, if they're not familiar with our brand, would say, well, why don't Mazda do smaller engines? Now, funny enough, I'm in the park here. See that Mazda there? We sold that. That's to a local lady, and she walks her dog here. That'll have a 1.6 automatic engine. This is a 2-litre auto, but this car here will be better on fuel than that car there. Because what Mazda have done, instead of making small engines and putting turbos on them, which a lot of manufacturers have done, for example, the Ford Focus, we've sold lots of them. We have a lot in part exchange. A lot of them are 1-litre engines with turbos, and you drive them, they're fine, not a problem. But you end up driving them hard to get anywhere, and they feel a bit, I don't know, the drivability is not 100%. I have heard about reliability issues, and they're not as drivable, and you don't get the fuel consumption they claim because you're working that engine hard. So Mazda, I know this sounds really cheesy, but their slogan is to defy convention, and that's what they've done. They've made bigger engines, made them more fuel efficient. And to give you an idea, if you bought one of these in a manual, so 2-litre manual petrol, prior to 2017, when the car tax laws changed, the road tax would only have been £30 on it, because the emissions are so low. So that'll give you an idea of what sort of fuel consumption you'll get. We sold one of these recently, and we were getting, like, I think the gentleman he hadn't reset his little trip computer, and he'd got about 41, 42 to the gallon, which I think is really good. 2-litre petrol, and we're in southeast London, so you know, we don't really get up to much of a cruising speed round here. Right, I'll give you a little sort of tour around the car. Now, the car's in good condition. It's a family car, which hence why it's got a few crumbs and bits and pieces, but that'll all be attended to. You've got an auto dimming rear view mirror there, and let me take you through here. So you've got applications. Oh, vehicle status monitor. Let me guess, I bet that's telling me it's cold outside. There you go. When it drops to 4 degrees or below, you'll get a warning for road surface ice caution. You've got maintenance reminder, so it's due a service in 23 days. We'll do that, obviously, before. Now, if you're a fan of, like, Carplay, so Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, with Mazda it comes as a pair. You can upgrade this system. Now, it's standard on the new cars, but you can upgrade this system. It doesn't mean you have to change the screen or anything. It's an update to this, a software and a hardware update, and you'll get CarPlay here. So you'll be able to mirror your Apple phone or your Android phone onto this and benefit from things like, you know, the Waze app or WhatsApp or Google Maps, and so on and so forth. So that would come up there. Okay, back to the home screen. You got your music. Now you've got DAB radio. Okay. You've also got FM AM, as you'd imagine. AHA and Stitcher are internet channels. And once you've paired your phone up to this, you can stream all your music from your phone. Okay. And if those of you who aren't familiar with DAB radio, it's very, very popular now. I remember it's been out a long time, and you get so much more choice. And also something I like listening to LBC radio, and that is a London radio station on FM. But if you look, there's national DAB channels, so you can listen to these nationally on DAB, whereas you could only listen to it locally on the FM channel. So you can listen to LBC all around the country, but there's something for everyone on there. All sorts of stuff there. But you can update these lists, and there's even more channels than this. Look, LBC, there you go. That's in the national list. So we're delivering a lot of cars at the moment. By the way, we can do a delivery with this car, and we're delivering a lot of cars. So I like to listen to LBC on current affairs and bits and pieces. All right, so that's that there. You've got, let's go back to the home screen. You've got a very comprehensive sat nav. It searches on postcode. town. So you go to town. I know it's a bit confusing. You put your postcode in, and it'll take you there. And you've got the usual bits and pieces. You can search for places nearby. Okay. So there we are. We're at Orpington Rugby Club at the moment. You've got fish and chips, cost cutter. But you can search by like petrol station, places, I don't know, a recreation ground, etc, etc. So that's really good. And then you've got settings here. You can adjust the height of that there. I don't know if you can see that moving. There you go. See that? That's moving. All right. So depending on how you sit, you've got. You can do this display safety features. The car has like all our Mazdas now, they've got smart city brake support, so there's a camera up there. If you got too close to the car in front, if there was no driver input, so as if you sort of not dozed off, but you know, you're not paying attention, you're distracted and you're going under 20 miles an hour, so like you're in traffic really, that sort of scenario. Providing you're not braking, accelerating or steering, so there's no driver input, the car thinks, you know, you dozed off, or, you know, I say you're not paying enough attention, it will apply the brakes, and that's really good, because you may never need it, but it does lower your insurance, because most accidents happen at low speed. There's traffic sign recognition, yeah, and it will come up there, so if there's changes to the traffic, any extra signs, etc. You've got your parking sensors. Now you've got parking sensors front, rear, and with the rear you've also got a camera, so really good. Sound system, as mentioned before, it's a Bose sound system, and you've got Bose center point, so you feel like you're in an opera house, but really, really fantastic. Clock, door lock, so you can set the door lock to walk away, so when you walk away it'll lock itself. If you open the car but don't get it in, it will lock it after 30 seconds. Keyless lock, beep volume is high, I think that's good, so when you walk away and it bleeps to tell you it's locked the car, you can hear it. All right, you can change that to your own preference. Lighting, you can have adaptive front lighting system, that's on, so the car's lights are adaptive. They will turn and adapt to where you are. Coming home lights, so when you lock the car, the lights will stand for 30 seconds to find your front door, get your keys, etc. So it's all really comprehensive, but there's bound to be things we'll miss. Now, we're trading in these funny times, and we are allowed to trade remotely, and we can do click and collect and home delivery service, and we've been doing a lot of business, as mentioned earlier. We're delivering cars, so we don't mind doing that. Give us a shout, let us know where you are. Part exchange is very, very welcome. We have all dealer facilities. This will come with a 12-month Mazda extended warranty with roadside assistance, and it also has MOT insurance for a year. So if there are some fails on your MOT the following year, there are items that are covered. Obviously there are T's and C's and exclusions, but we'll prepare the car, so hopefully you'll have no problem there. But we are here to help. Check out our Google reviews. Our Google reviews are 4.8, which is pretty decent. We do hold customer service in very high regard, and I did mention part exchange. It is very, very welcome. But any questions at all, even if they're very, very trivial, just give us a shout. We don't mind answering any questions at all, and we're working remotely, so you can call us during working hours. You're bound to get us, you're bound to get through, but out of hours, if you can try calling us, but try email and live chat, etc., and we'll come back to you. But thank you very much for watching our video. Take care. Bye bye.